Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black with the Strat Time Report, and we've got a lot of 212 daily reversals on the inside days, but let's take a look here at SPY. And so SPY, we take the week back green. So that's positive because we know that we have an outside month, and once you take out both sides, you might do it again. Still trying to come up into that gap. Now, what we do have is the Fed coming out this afternoon, so things might dry up a little bit. I talked about this broadening formation, so now it makes that higher high. The question is, can it stay up here, right, and keep going and take this up, or does it drop back in here, back through? If we go to QQQ, here you're going to see that inside day. The two down, the inside, and the two up reversal. Back up, taking that weak back green, still working on that gap. So now you got your higher high up into here. So we'll see if that Q's can hold that, because we didn't have that yesterday because it was an inside day. So now you've got that new 60 starting off. And it wouldn't surprise me to dry up just a bit here coming into the Fed, but we'll see. So far, things driving higher a bunch off these inside days. If you go to Netflix, here, this is what we look for. The outside day here by taking out both sides, high, low, inside, boom, real move. They're willing to pay up, sell down, they met in the middle, and boom, they came back, and magnitude was to take that out. Did it. Question is, can you be an outside week here? Now you can see like a lot of things stalling out a bit here. Now you got an inside 60 in the Netflix to keep an eye on going forward. Apple, there you go. Gaps down on Monday, inside on Tuesday, the 212 reversal day, and off she goes, taking that week back green. Once again, outside month. So if they're willing to pay up and sell down, they might do it again, and here they come. So far so good for Apple, and you can see this here, this inside 60 to the upside continuation. 212 continuation, so far still going. If you go to Nvidia, it's again, gap down, 212. Inside day and a Tuesday going back up, changes that and takes that weekly back green, right? Just kind of still an inside month or back and forth here, but we'll see how that goes. You can watch that with the semis. Let's see here. It's been a little grindy here, but it is what it is. SMH here, not an inside day, but a 2-2 continuation back up and taking that week back green. Having a strong morning, the SMHers, and that's going to be all your LRCXs. And you can see that the 2 down, 2-2 reversal, changing that week back green. How's AVGO doing? AVGO on a 2-2 reversal, takes out the lows, 2 down. Boom, there she goes and takes that week back. If we go to Palantir, handling an inside week, so you want to be aware of that as the week goes on. And now you got an inside 60 here to keep an eye on for the 2-1-2 continuation for the 2 down inside day. Boom, after the Monday's 2-2 reversal down. So you can play this both ways. And then you get that doji right back in the middle and keeping an eye on that 60. If you go to Microsoft, 2 down, inside, back up, magnitude to take that out, did it, changes that week back green. Still an inside month, they're now just stalling out a little bit with a lot of these things. Keep an eye on these things, I'm expecting them to stall out just a bit. You do have QQQ trying to do this. Give you take an inside 30. So the question is, you going to be strong enough to get out of here, or is it going to stay as an inside 60 coming into the Fed? We'll see. If we go to Boeing, 2 down, inside, back up. 2-1-2 reversal on the daily. And if that works, get that outside week here. So we'll keep an eye on that because you got some pandemics coming up, I believe, like Marriott coming up a little bit. How's EXPE? EXPE coming up, and that's green on all time frames, and now an inside 60, right? So you can see that when it had these 60s were going, you had full time frame, everything was green. Still an inside month, but coming up here, and how's RCL doing? Some of these pandemics picking up just a little bit, and you can see RCL, one of the few, the proud, trying to go inside month and up here, over 84.22, right? Did it, right? So that tells you to look at CCL here, and it's got a little more room. So you can see if CCL reconfirms that by taking this out. 24.64. You got some room to do that. If we go to the weed CGC, and CGC been coming down for a while. It's been a rough one, but now you got that 2 down, inside, back up, hits magnitude, and you can watch Tilray and all the weeds in there in Tilray. What do you know? Inside day, back up. So we'll see if there anything more comes of that. If you go to DVAX, DVAX having a nice day here, and you can see this on the weekly with the gap. This is a rev strat. Inside week, down hammer, boom. When it takes this out, that's a rev strat back to the upside over 1566. Boom. And there she goes. All right. And now still coming. And you can see the measured move coming up here. The up, the inside 60, the 2, 1, 2. Give me measured mover and take me into the highs. DVAX. If we go to meme, Sophie. And Sophie on the week, 2 down, 2 up, 2-2 reversal on the week, taking them back up. And if you go to the 30, you'll see this inside 30, 2, 1, 2. Now we'll see if that sets up again for us. It's also Crude Oil number comes out on Wednesday, and right now going inside and up on the 30. Right, just slightly gapping up and holding there, but potential outside weaker and going after the monthly highs. But XLE still can't take that month out, but having a nice day here, nice comeback here, and potential outside week. As you can see this thing climbing here, and here's how you'd get in on that 30. Right now, keep an eye on this inside 30, but you 2 up by taking out the highs, 2 down right here. These are going to be coming outside bar of that, and if that works, you got full time frame continuity to the upside. Good things tend to happen, right? And so you can look at things like FANG Energy, taking out last week's highs, and once again, we have a lot of those outside months, 2 down, 2 up, 3-2-2, right? Here, over 82.29, and that tells us to look at a bunch of them. LPI, here, boom, look at that, a nice month. Now just kind of stuck in here in the 60s, so we'll see if anything more comes of that. You had Conoco also coming up on the 3-2-2. Nice driving higher, taking out last week's highs on outside week. Nice push after yesterday's 2-2 on a Tuesday. If we go to PSX, you get some of the refiners too, so you can go across the board here. PSX. Not quite an inside day, but you can see that now potential outside weaker. We'll see if those continue. So far, broader average is holding firm here near the highs. If we go to McDonald's coming up here, stalling out here on your 60, but watching this inside month break because it's an outside month, inside month, right? So when we take this, 244.67, you're there. We're looking to take this out, 247.05, right? So we'll see how that goes. If we go to ZS, and ZS, Z-scaler, and so you always want to keep something like these on the radar, even though it's a doji on the month. Here, that outside week, pokes down, 322 over 278.03. All right, so we want to see if you can get above that. You can see that on the daily stuck in here. We can get above that, we're going to be looking to take out those highs. Right now, cooking inside 60 to see if you can get that. If we go to, here's another way to get in on that 30. Here, see the slight lower low here? Stops them out. That's a 2-2 reversal back into time frame continuity to the upside over 276.51. And that's how you get in on that. If we go to Snappy, Snap, remember yesterday's 2-2 on a Tuesday, 2 down, 2 up, causing this to go green, and Rev Strat inside weak, pokes down, boom, Rev Strat weaker, and Snappy still going. If we go, you can see how it started too. Here's so you get in on that 30 right here. 2 down but green, boom, right there. That's a 2-2 reversal right there on the 30 over 75.72, still going. Any 60s in here? Which caused the outside 63 too, that 30. If we go to ARQQ, look at this baby. Oh yeah, inside weaker after the inside day, still ripping. And you can see here on the 60, you got your inside 60. And here's a good example of exhaustion risk too, because when you have the outside then inside, then it takes it. Here's the magnitude. You're going to take out that 3. Then we don't know. Then the buyer's got to step up because we're going to stop everybody out. And it doesn't matter whether they step up again or not. So right now, it's clicking an inside 60. It's also inside 30 right now. Like so. If we go to INMD, well, some strat attackers, watching that outside weak to the upside Momo hammer. Still good. And you can see this when it opened here. This was a 2 up by taking out the previous high. This was a 2 down. Boom, you're in right here. Because that's going to take these two, going to be coming outside bar of that. Still going as INMD. If we go to SQ, and SQ, once again, looking for those reversals on the weekly. 2 down by taking out the lows, 2 up. For the rest of the week, SQ good over 257.27. Right, so we'll see if that sets up again for us. Some of these things getting a little grindy. Right now, broader average is kind of going sideways as we expected coming into the Fed. If you go to Twitter, and Twitter, we knew about yesterday, the 2-2, and now it goes 3 on the day. A little tricky, but when it starts coming up here, you can take it right here when it re-breaks that 2 down, 2 up week. Over 62.98. Still good for the rest of the week as long as it's over that. If we go to SGen, and SGen's still an inside day, but we're going to keep an eye on this thing because it's had some nice moves when the market was down, right? Still moving higher here. So we'll see if we can take some of this stuff out. And on the 60, there you go, right there. 2 down by taking out previous low, and boom, you're in. New 60 coming though, and it's dropping in just a tad. If we go to net, yesterday's 2-2 reversal, right? And then today starts gunning here, and you can see this inside 60 to start the day. So oftentimes people will ask me, is it okay to take that? I'm like, sure is, right? That's an equilibrium coming into the opening. That's an inside 60 to the upside, and if that works, your hopes is to go 3-2 on the week, which it did. Now it needs to stay up there. If we go to Dawkins, just another inside day to the upside, something to keep an eye on. Still inside on the week, but you do have an inside 60. If we go to D-Dog, and D-Dog just an outside week to the upside. And what that means is, here, this selling was rejected, and when it takes this out, that means that rejection is still occurring. Right, so it just needs to stay up there because you're going to the highs. And I always like to look back in time, and when people are like, can you swing it? I'm like, oh yeah, you can. I'm like, here, look at this, nice rev strat month there, no lower low on the month ever since then. So that's how you can do that. On the downside, oh boy, Facebook says let's go the other way, puker, and you can see this inside day to the downside gives you the outside month. All right, it's having a rough day here. Inside 60 to the downside, and you can see that hits magnitude by taking this out. Now it's a matter of whether those sellers step down again. All right, and if you look at the 30 and say, well, this is a continuation because it's down, sideways down, and I want to trade a reversal, you can go to the 30 and you'll see this here. 2 up, boom, 2 back down into full time frame continuity to finish them off right there. If you go to Peloton finishes the job. Inside weak to the downside. Once again, outside weak by taking out both sides. Consolidation, boom, magnitude hit. You're going to take that out. So you still have full time frame continuity, so you can see they wiped all of this out. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room with an inside day, inside weak, and down combo Peloton. If we go to Sava and the gappers. And this is nice. Bring it back in, right? And so if you go down to a 15er, you're going to see this. 2 up, 2 down. There's your 2-2 reversal on the 15er, and that was below 55.45, puked all the way down to 49 and before it started to pop back up. So, and you could just hang with that and say, I'm just going to put some people will just get that, put their stop in, and go do something else, and let it do whatever it wants to do for the rest of the day. Fedex. We know Fedex has been having some problems for a while. Now a gap down, just gap and sit. So it is what it is, and we'll see those 60s. Pops up a little bit, but these 3 hours in there, but doing its job. We're looking for it to take this out here. It's 234.79 and did it. And so now you've got your higher high and your lower low. If you go to INCY, oh boy, going the other way and gives you the 1 bar rev strat week or outside week, and then it's just kind of exhaust. We'll see if this 60 sets up. That's a 2 up. So in an hour, if you can take this back down, that would get my attention. Market's still going pretty sideways here. NOTV, and that comes up a little bit. Let's go to HLBZ. In HLBZ, some people stay on the gap list for more than a day because if it closes on the low, you're closer to a two up, 2 down reversal, which you got here below 27.30, trading 23.70. Not a bad trade there either. I think we'll just go to one more VIR. And VIR, you can see this inside day to the downside and taken down 2 weaker to the downside, back into full time frame continuity to the downside. Now stalling out with markets. So we'll keep an eye on this. We got the Fed coming. Be aware of that. Potential inside 60 for the Qs coming into the Fed. That wouldn't surprise me at all. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith. This is Mr. Black. Strat Time Report.